Hello, this is Sandat here, and welcome back to Model Kit Monday. Today I'll be taking a look at the Wing Gundam Fenice from Gundam Build Fighters. This is, of course, the high-grade kit. It was released during 2013, which was at the start of the first season of Gundam Build Fighters. That was just Gundam Build Fighters. It is the mobile suit for Riccardo Fellini, the build fighter that later upgraded this into the Fenice Rinashita. And of course, this is a modified version of the Wing Gundam itself, and has a lot of modifications from that original design. So let's take a look at the Wing Gundam Fenice. So before we take a look at the Fenice, let's do the obvious comparison and put them next to the original Wing Gundam from Gundam Wing. Now this is the new high-grade After Colony release of the Wing Gundam that did come out prior to the Fenice releasing, but only about a month or two. And as you can see, a lot of changes have happened. First of all, it does use a lot of the similar parts from the Wing Gundam, but it does have new shoulder pieces, along with a brand new head, new leg armor, and the backpack's been completely redesigned. Now, what's interesting about owning both of these kits is I can see that they use some parts here and there. And being a build custom piece, the Fenice does come with a lot of extra parts, including parts for the shield here, but not for the full shield, just parts of it. So it's kind of interesting to see the comparisons between the two. But we are here to talk about the Wing Gundam Fenice. First thing I love about this kit is its asymmetrical design. Out of all the mobile suits that I've owned and seen, the designs usually are very symmetrical. It's a typical thing that the only difference between the left and right side will be the weapons. But this is a completely asymmetrical design. So as you can see, it has this green shoulder pad here and this green knee guard, which you don't see on this side, which is kind of cool. Also, if you notice at the top here, his head does look broken, and that is his V-fin is broken on this side intentionally. That is show accurate, and this piece has been damaged on this side as well. It's a really interesting design, and it is story relevant. Fenice is the Italian word for phoenix, so he's reborn every time the battle has happened. And Riccardo Fellini would repair certain parts of the Fenice throughout all his battles. And so the Fenice did end up giving this very asymmetrical design. The color scheme also is the Italian flag. It's got white, green, and red, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, the arm pieces are very similar to the original Wing Gundam, with some minor alterations here and there. First of all, he does have a gun underneath his arm here that is his beam saber that is more like a fencing sword, which is pretty neat how that stores there. You also see his beam rifle back here stores on this peg that just slides out, which is pretty neat. And you notice that both wings are now on one side, and this is strictly limiting his flying capabilities, also removing the bird transformation from the original Wing Gundam, which means he does have a vehicle, the Meteor Hopper, but we'll take a look at that later in a different video. But the cool thing about these wings is they are fully articulated, which does allow for some great posing. Now he does have the standard gunpla joints for the modern day, so you got your neck, you got your shoulders, ball joints, polycaps all throughout, double joint knees. Nothing is really restricted on this guy. This piece even moves out of the way, which is really convenient. Replicating his first appearance in the series, the wings are able to splay out like a shoulder cape. It's really cool, probably one of my favorite parts of the design. I just love the way that the two wings have become one big wing, and they do work in conjunction with each other. And the joints are there so that he can actually pull this off, which is really impressive. The only thing he's lacking is an open hand that's more open instead of trying to hold something. But speaking of holding things, we have his beam rifle, which is an upgraded version of what the Wing Gundam had, adding a whole second barrel and firing mechanism. It can be held with one hand. It can also be held with two hands in a more sniper position, so it can stare at you with that red eye. It does have that second handle that is able to swing both left and right, so if you wanted it in the other orientation, it is possible. As you can see, the secondary barrel does detach in order to become a second beam rifle, giving him two, plus this mounted gun on his wrist, which is also another weapon. That extra gun is actually the handle for his beam saber, which is honestly more like a beam rapier at this point. It's really cool looking and has a unique beam effect piece, which you don't see in Gundam very much. That's actually a more solid plastic. It's not flexible like other beams, which is much appreciated, because now I don't have to worry about this thing bending. But I do have to worry about it breaking, and that is that. But in addition to his beam rapier, you get this wicked cool beam cloth in the form of a shoulder cape. This is a great weapon for defense and attack, as he did wrap it around his hand in a battle with the Build Strike. So it is pretty sweet. I think it's a great effect, and it works really well. Plus, it gives him some unique weaponry. The beam rifle is something that was brought over from the Wing Gundam, but the beam rapier and the beam shoulder cape, because that's what I'm calling them, are brand new, which adds uniqueness to this guy in addition to his asymmetrical look. Overall, I think the Wing Gundam Fenice is a very solid Gunpla kit, and basically it takes a solid core, it adds weapons, it has everything that makes a good Gunpla. For some people, the asymmetrical design may throw them off a bit, and I know not everyone's a fan of it, but I personally really like it. It does stand out from the crowd of Gunpla that I do own, and I really do like the color scheme. The white and green really work well together. Plus, Riccardo Fellini was by far my favorite character from Gundam Build Fighters, and it's great to have his mobile suit. Now, if you did not like necessarily the asymmetricalness of the Wing Gundam Fenice, you might want to take a look at the Wing Gundam Fenice. If you don't like the asymmetrical look of the Wing Gundam Fenice, you might want to take a look at the Gundam Fenice Ronashita, which is the upgraded version of the Wing Gundam Fenice, and actually is symmetrical. And we'll take a look at that one day. Maybe not so soon. I'll save that one for a little bit later. But overall, I can highly recommend Wing Gundam Fenice to fans of the design. If you're not keen on the design, the kit's not going to impress you on it. But if you like the design, by all means, it's a great pickup. And that is all for this week on Model Kit Monday. Next week, we will be taking a look at another Gunpla, as I do have a whole stack of them to build. So, whatever I build next, I think I'll review for my next video. Also, be sure to subscribe to Soundout 12, as I post 3 videos a week. Model Kit Monday on Mondays, Soundout's Toy Chest on Thursday, which is the mystery review show, where I provide a clue a week ahead of time, and also Soundout Reviews on Saturday, where I take a look at something from Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Transformers, or Bionicle. And be sure to check out HeroTaka.com for all your Gunpla news and more. Until next time, Soundout saying goodbye.